Hello everyone, welcome back to TinkerCAD. Today we're going to work on the undersea scene for our submarine. So let's get started. First things first, select all your submarine shapes. We got to group them, okay, just to make sure that when we move the submarine, nothing falls apart. Okay, ensure that your multicolor has been ticked to preserve all the different colors. Once done, let's raise up the submarine to a height of about 15. Okay, that's a good enough space between the submarine and the work plane so that you can add things on the work plane for the seabed. Alright, now let's move on to the sand for our seabed. I'm going to go to Shape Generators All. Alright, hop over to page 17, the last page, and then I will see a shape that says Terrain. Bring this out. So this is actually a preset shape that mimics the sand texture. Alright, put this at a corner of your work plane. Change the dimensions. Click a corner dot at the end. Side facing you will be 200. Okay, this is the entire length of the work plane. The side that is on the side will be also 200. Okay, once done, let's change the color of the terrain to match a sand color. So about a dark yellow. Okay, you can also choose a different color of your preference. Alright. Once done, let's change the height to about 5 to give it a bit more depth. Okay, nice. Now let's move on. We're going to create sea rocks and seaweed. Let's start with the rocks first. I'm going to stay on Shape Generators. I'm going to jump all the way back to page 6. Okay, scroll up, and I'm going to bring out a lunar shape. Okay, let me just shift my work plane and zoom in so you can see. Okay, I'm just going to change a bit of dimension. The height is going to be shorter, about 10. Side facing me will be about 15. The other side will be about 12. This is entirely up to you, okay? You are not judged on sizing today. You're judged based on how well you can play around with your shapes, okay? Now, once done, you can choose a color for your sea rock. I'm going to choose a dark brown color. It's entirely up to you what color you want to choose. Okay, once done, I'm going to duplicate this rock to create a second rock. Duplicate, pull out this copied rock. I'm just going to pop it behind the first rock, and I'm going to duplicate the rock again. Now I've got a third rock. I'm going to make this rock a bit smaller. Okay, hold the shift key, drag the corner dot. Okay, any size would do, just make it smaller. And if you want, you can also change the color of this rock, okay, to give it a bit more, what do you call that, difference, okay, and specialty to your design. Okay, we're done with the sea rocks. Let's move on to the seaweed. Now, staying on Shape Generators All, I'm going to jump to a back page. I'm going to jump to page, oops, I might have missed it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to jump to page 8, bring out the extruded curve. Okay, put it near my rocks. Now I'm going to change the height for this. Don't need it to be so tall. It's going to be flat. So let's do a height of 2. Okay, it's very thin. So I'm going to change the width of the seaweed by going to the inspector. So arrow down inspector, change the width to maybe about 5. Okay, you can just type in the numbers and you will see that the width will start to change. Okay, now this is a good size. We're happy with it. Now let's make it stand up. So to make it stand up, I will have to turn my work plane a bit until I see the side rotation arrow. Okay, rotate 90 degrees to make it stand up. And then I see that it's sinking into the ground. So I have to raise it up to touch the work plane to make sure it's not sinking in. Okay, now once done, let's change the height for this to about 25. Okay, and then from here, I can change the color to whatever color I want for my seaweed. I'm going to use a dark green. You can choose any color you like. Okay, then bring it onto your rocks or into your rocks. It's entirely up to you. Okay, now I'm going to create a duplicate of the seaweed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the duplicate button, pull out my copied seaweed. Oops, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to flip it to face the other way. So I'm going to click on mirror, horizontal flip. Okay, if it's a bit tall, you can also change the height by stretching and shrinking it on your own. Alright, I'm going to change the color to a light green to make it a bit special. Okay, and then of course, if you want more seaweed, just go ahead and duplicate more seaweed. Okay, and then flip it. Alright, whatever you want. Okay, so let's say I'm done with my seaweed. Let's group this entire seaweed and rocks together. So select all shapes, do a group. Okay, make sure you tick multicolor. Alright, and then I'm going to just zoom out. Okay, I'm going to move this entire seaweed and rock groups to my seabed. Alright, and then what I can do is I can duplicate this entire group. I can put as many seaweed copies as I want. Okay, it's entirely up to you how many you want to add. Okay, let's do about this much. Alright. Okay, now let's move on to another part of our seabed scene. We're going to add some corals that's already a preset shape. So I'm going to jump all the way to page 17. Last page again. If I scroll up, someone has already created a coral shape. So I'm just going to use this coral shape that's been created and add it to my seabed. Alright. Now it seems like everything is a mess and a color blue, but don't worry. When you get to preview your TinkerCAD in another view, you get to see the entire shape of it nicely without the blue color. Okay, now you can feel free to change to whatever color you like. Okay, stretch it, shrink it, duplicate. Alright, create as many copies as you want. Okay, there's no right and wrong here. You can choose whatever color, whatever how many that you want. This is entirely up to you. Okay, just have fun with your design. Play around with the different shapes. Okay? Alright, so everyone, once you're done and happy, this is your completed seabed scene for your undersea scene. You can move on to add in some old projects by learning in the next video.